See, I've said this over and over and over again. No relationship is worth your life. You either live on your feet or you live in a bus. Unfortunately, the decision to leave or stay is your decision and yours alone.
She's a lady ladytgaopex.
Hello my darlings, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, I am your Lady TGA. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. Go on, I'm waiting. For the past few weeks, a lot of you have tagged me to a lot of posts on Instagram. You know the story. I'm talking about the story of IVD and Bimbo. You know the post I'm referring to, the post about IVD and Bimbo. A lot of you tagged me to it. A lot of you sent me messages telling me this is what I have been talking about all this while. The story made me so sad, I didn't even know where to begin. In spite of all the tags and in spite of all the messages, I didn't know where to begin because it is a very sad story. I decided to be mute about it for a while, so probably address it much later. But on my live this week, Tribe, you didn't let me rest. You kept on reminding me to talk about it, to address this issue. If you have not been watching my live streams on Instagram, you have been missing a lot. And if you're not following me on Instagram, there's no way you're going to know when I go live. If you're yet to follow me on Instagram, so you'll be notified when I go live, just go to Instagram and search ladytgaopex. It's still the same, ladytgaopex. And this is what the page looks like here, somewhere here. You will be notified whenever I go live. To lay a proper foundation on the post that you tagged me to, and for the benefit of those who are not aware, it is about a lady that lost her life in avoidable circumstances, Bimbo. A little background from all the posts you tagged me to: Bimbo and IVD probably got married when she was young. They said because of the marriage that she didn't get as educated as her siblings. They said she got married quite early. Along the line, to be fair to both parties, they said there were times that she cried out about domestic violence. And there was also a time that he cried out about domestic violence. That in fact the marriage was in the public eye. The beatings, the toxic behavior, the quarrels, everything was in the public eye. They said several times she alleged domestic violence. She alleged that she was beaten. And she made the injuries she sustained public, and that he would beg and she would go back. It was alleged that there were times he wanted to leave because he too was tired of the abuse he was getting in the marriage, and she would go beg and he would come back. In fact, from all the posts that you guys tagged me to, it was obvious that they were inseparable, but it was a volatile marriage. It was too toxic. It was obvious that the marriage was too toxic and they were both toxic. This particular day in time, when you guys tagged me to the post, you guys tagged me like I received more than or close to 100 tags. I'm not kidding. I received close to 100 tags. I opened Instagram and I saw all your tags and I couldn't ignore it. Apparently the day before, it was alleged that he beat her as usual and that she could not take the pains anymore, and she decided to pour a substance in the house and set it ablaze. Unfortunately, part of the substance had touched her and she was set ablaze too. That she had to jump into the pool to save her life at that very moment. It was alleged that the man was watching his wife burning and he didn't do anything about it. She had to jump into the pool, and that was what saved her that day for a while. They said they took her to some clinics, but at the end of the day, the next day, the day that I saw your tags, that was the day she passed. That was the day she passed, and the burns were so much that she didn't make it. In fact, if you want to know more about the sad story, just Google IVD and Bimbo. From what I hear now, the authorities are on top of the matter, they are handling it, but unfortunately, someone lost her life. If a relationship is so toxic, please leave, L-E-A-V-E to L-I-V-E, to live another day. It is not worth it. No relationship is worth your life. It was obvious that they were both toxic in the marriage. But at the end of the day, someone lost her life and is not here to tell a part of the story. She left behind about 5 children. It is not worth it. See, a toxic relationship will mess up your whole being. It is not worth it. It will mess up your mental health. And for those asking, because her sister and her brother at some point came to say what they knew was happening in their marriage. For those asking, why didn't they bring her out? Why didn't they stop the marriage? For those asking, it is easier said than done. Because they said several times they tried to separate them. That there was a time she wasn't even talking to her own family. It was that toxic. There was a time that even the man had an altercation with not just his wife, but even his mother-in-law. That's the wife's mother. And there was also a time, from what they said, that she stopped talking to her own family. She told them to leave her alone because they didn't want her to stay in that marriage. It is easy to blame relations. It is easy to blame siblings when things like this happen. But no matter how good intention your family is, your friends are, no one can save you from a bad marriage except you. It is only you that have the power to walk out with your 2 legs or be taken into a box, unfortunately. See, I understand what it's like to leave, to walk away from something that you have known all your life. It is not easy, and no one is saying that it is easy. But you have to learn to choose you. Choose you again and again and again. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yes, you. If you know you are in a toxic relationship and it has become so violent and you're hoping that he or she will change, please, today, choose you. Choose you. I am someone who is big on giving people second chances. I'm big on friendship. I'm big on family. But if something threatens your life, why don't you leave to live again? Why don't you choose you? Because the person you are ready to lay down your life for does not care whether you live, whether you live or not. The person does not care. And the person does not care, and the violence is not ending anytime soon. You are not a punching bag. You need to live. Your life is so precious. You are not a punching bag. Your mental health is at stake. No one in the person's right senses will set ablaze a building with the person inside and the children inside. That is to show you the state of this lady as at the time it happened. That is how much a toxic relationship can affect your mental health. That is how much it can mess you up. Yours have not gotten to that stage. Why don't you live for some time and sort out the issues from afar? Why don't you leave now while you can, so you'll be able to take a wholesome decision and decide what you want for the future, for your future. No relationship is worth your sanity. No relationship is worth your life. No one is worth your life. Choose you over and over again. And this story made me sad, and that was why I didn't want to do this video. But when I came on the live and you guys insisted that I needed to address it, because all that I have been talking about mental health, about abusive relationship, about toxic relationships, that those were the same things that happened in this particular relationship. And I wish that IVD and Bimbo had seen my previous videos. So don't forget to share this video and other ones talking about toxic relationships. See, in any relationship, your mental health is very important. Don't joke with your mental health. Don't give room to people to mess up with your mental health. It is so important. There are 1,000,001 things to worry about in this world. Your relationship should not be part of it. Your marriage should not be part of it. Your marriage should provide, your relationship should provide that safe haven for you. And so, if you are in a violent relationship, the onus is on you to take that decision. No one, unfortunately, can take that decision for you. You know, a lot of people will say, what will people say? What will people say if I leave? And that's where I blame society, because society places so much importance on someone's marital status. But I ask you this question today. If you are in a violent relationship, Why do you care about what society will say when you are alive, if you live? What about when you are gone? Will that stop society from talking? Are we still not talking about Bimbo? Are we still not talking about Bimbo and IVD? Even up till today, you guys still tagged me to all the several posts again to address this issue. Are we still not talking about it? Are we not? Please, the onus is on you. Your relations, your family, your friends can't tell a grown-up man or a grown-up woman how to live their lives or come out of a violent marriage. It is only you that can take that decision. It is only you. Now that you are a bit sane, it is only you that can take that decision because your mental health is at stake. You can only take that decision today and do what is right for you. At the end of the day, you cannot sacrifice yourself for anybody. A lot of men and a lot of women just want to stay and maintain the status quo. But my darling, can't you see what it's doing to you? A narcissistic relationship is going to mess up with your spirit. It's going to mess up with your mind. It's going to mess up with your mental health. It will break you. It will break you. You'll be a shadow of what you used to be. It is not worth it. Only you have the power in your hands to take that decision. No one is saying it's easy, but when you think about the alternative, when you think about going 6 feet under, the choice is a no-brainer. I say it again and again, there comes a time when you need to take that decision. As hard as it is, you need to take that decision. And the time is now. Live for your kids. Live for your kids. Live for yourself. What about you? You are important in all this equation. You are very important. Your life matters. Your life matters. You are important. Do not let the fact that someone is not loving you the way you ought to be loved snuff out the whole essence of your being, of your spirit, of your mental health. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. My darlings, I will choose you again and again. We all need you here. Whether you're a man or you're a woman going through domestic violence, it is not worth it. It's not worth it. You know, it's easy to blame those around them. Why didn't they stop her? Why didn't they stop him? But it's not as easy as it is. We're talking about adults. We're talking about grown adults. What those around them, what those who love them can do most times is to pray and hope and talk, intervene over and over again. Because even when they pull this individual out from that environment, is an adult. Is an adult we're talking about. The person is going to go back again, except you're going to chain the person down. Like in this case, they said she had left, she had come back. He had left, he had come back. I pray that those who are supposed to be our best friends, who are supposed to be the closest people in our life, who are supposed to make life meaningful for us, will not be the reason why we lose our life. It is not worth it. And so, my darlings, I wish you the very best that this life has to offer. Bye. For all the people who tagged me during this incident, I say thank you. And I ask that you share this video. You never know who might be going through domestic violence or who might be in a very toxic relationship. For those of you who want to join me on my live on Instagram sometime, this is what my page looks like. I can't pretend to be happy, but I want to appeal to you. Please stay safe. If you are in Nigeria, just walk to any feeder office and report any case of domestic violence. Yes, it doesn't matter if you are a man. Just go to feeder office. It's not just for women to go there. Just go to feeder office and lay your complaint. Don't worry, you'll be directed on what to do. Stay safe.